Welcome to Integrity Linguistics Institute. The sixth question. What does this update tell medical professionals about bovine insulin? A. It is being withdrawn due to the risks associated with its long-term use. B. Users may experience difficulties when switching to alternatives. C. Any side effects are more prone or are more difficult to identify in older patients. Sixth question, answer options over here translated. Sixth question as well as the answer options translated. Do the keyword analysis of question number 6. What does the update tell medical professionals about bovine insulin? A option. It is being withdrawn due to the risks associated with its long-term use. All right. So together, what do we understand? This update informs medical professionals that bovine insulin is being withdrawn because of long-term use risks. B option. Users may experience difficulties when switching to alternatives. Okay, that is switching means changing to alternatives. So what do we understand? This update informs medical professionals that users might face challenges when switching to alternative insulins. C option. Any side effects are more difficult to identify when older patients. Okay, that is what answer option C means. So, understanding them together, this update informs medical professionals that identifying side effects in older patients using bovine insulin can be more challenging. Now, let's read the text. Bovine insulin preparations will shortly be withdrawn due to limited availability of the active ingredient. As people with insulin-treated diabetes who currently use bovine insulin preparations will continue to require insulin treatment, they will need to be changed to alternative acceptable preparations. People using bovine insulins are likely to be older patients with long-standing diabetes. They may therefore have absolute insulin deficiency. These individuals will be at risk of impaired awareness of hypoglycemia, predisposing them to severe hypoglycemia. Use of bovine insulin has been associated with the presence of insulin autoantibodies, which may impair the action of insulin. Porcine, human, or analog insulins are likely to lower the glucose more than the same dose of bovine insulins, and insulin dose titration may be difficult and unpredictable. People with bovine insulin treated diabetes are therefore a high risk group. Now let's understand everything in simple terms. Switching from bovine insulin. Bovine insulin is going away because it is hard to find the main ingredient. People with diabetes who use bovine insulin will still need insulin, but they'll have to switch to other types that work well. Most people using bovine insulin are older and have had diabetes for a long time. They might not notice when their blood sugar gets too low, which can lead to severe blood sugar. Bovine insulin can make the body produce antibodies against insulin, making it less effective. Other insulins like porcine, human, or similar ones might lower blood sugar more, and it can be hard to figure out the right dose. People who use bovine insulin are at a higher risk, so it is important to switch them to other insulin safely. All right, so that is what the paragraph actually means. Now we have understood that clearly. Now let's go and find out what is the answer to the sixth question. So the answer to the sixth question, the question being, what does this update tell medical professionals about bovine insulin? B option is the correct answer. Users may experience difficulties when switching to alternatives. Now let's understand why answer option C, B is the correct answer. All right. Users may experience difficulties when switching to alternatives is justified by the information in the paragraph. It mentions that bovine insulin users, who are typically older patients with long standing diabetes, may have absolute insulin deficiency and are at risk of impaired awareness of hypoglycemia, predisposing them to severe hypoglycemia. Additionally, the presence of insulin autoantibodies in bovine insulin users may affect the action of insulin. The paragraph also notes that porcine, human, or analog insulins are likely to have different glucose lowering effects, making insulin dose titration difficult and unpredictable when switching to those alternatives. This information collectively suggests that patients using bovine insulin may face difficulties when transitioning to other insulin preparations, which justifies the answer provided. Okay, so for that particular reason, B answer option becomes the correct answer option to the question that has been put forth to us. All right, so now let's understand why the other two answer options are actually incorrect. A option, it is being withdrawn due to the risks associated with its long-term use. This answer is incorrect because the text does mention the withdrawal of bovine insulin preparations, but primarily attributes this to the limited availability of the active ingredient, not specifically to the risks associated with its long-term use. The focus of the update is more on the need to switch to alternative insulin preparations and the potential difficulties users may face during this transition. Okay, so that is the reason why this answer option is also the wrong answer option. Now let's understand why C is correct. This answer is incorrect because the text does not discuss the difficulty of identifying side effects, specifically in older patients. Okay, so what was the question? Any side effects are more difficult to identify in older patients. The text does not mention that people using bovine insulins are likely to be older patients with long standing diabetes and may be at risk of impaired awareness of hypoglycemia. However, the text does not directly address the difficulty of identifying side effects in older patients. The primary focus is on the need to switch to alternative insulins and the associated challenges. Okay, so for these reasons, C answer option becomes the wrong answer option as well.